So we're going to spend a minute or two on how to truly rid your life of defensiveness. Defensiveness is not pleasant. I'm in the business of helping people eliminate the unpleasant from their lives, and defensiveness is one of them. One of the ways unpleasantness shows up in our lives. I had a coaching conversation with a client of mine this morning who happens to be a competitive golfer. This, by the way, I'm just using that as an example. This in no way is limited to the context of sport. It's certainly not golf. This is about being defensive in life. But he happened to be a golfer, and he got some feedback, some critical feedback from his coach that resulted in him defending himself, feeling a little defensive, actually very defensive. So one of the things that he and I have been working on for a while here is being completely committed to his shots, like not executing until you are absolutely 100% all in committed to the way that you're going to play it, so that you don't have that distraction when you're going to execute, so you're completely free to trust it. Very metaphorical for everything in life. So his coach watches him play in a competitive round recently, and after the round, he struggled a bit, and his coach said, it appears like you're executing your shots without being committed to them. You're hitting shots without being committed. And he got totally, he's still defensive a week later. And he totally admits it, but he doesn't want to be that. And good for him. None of us do. So what's happening when we're defending ourselves? We're entertaining a lie, and it is that simple. Always, when you're defending yourself, it's because we're believing something that's not true. That's, by the way, the rule of thumb for whenever we're ever feeling anything remotely unpleasant. It's because in that moment, and this is the only reason that we're ever feeling unpleasant, is because we're believing a thought that's simply not true in that moment. When I'm defending myself, the thought that I'm believing, the lie, is something like, I'm about to be discovered, I'm about to be outed, I'm a fraud, and I'm being called out, or maybe I'm inadequate. There may be some inadequacy about me that's about to be discovered, so I need to defend my stance and avoid this, right? That I may be inferior in some way, and I'm being called out on that, and that's a problem. Okay, so that's not true. That's never true. What's true is that a person is sharing an observation that may or may not have any accuracy whatsoever. It's just data, right? So here's the practice. This is how you free yourself from defensiveness forever. The first step is to catch it. To catch yourself as soon as you feel the onset of defensiveness, which is really pretty obvious if you're paying attention. If you're paying attention. That, by the way, is like the foundation of all mental toughness, is paying attention internally to how you're feeling, heightening your awareness to your states and your moods. So when you notice yourself feeling defensive, the very first thing to do is to recite a mantra. Let's send out good thoughts for the person, whoever's involved in that emergency. Maybe you can hear the ambulance. The mantra is, I relinquish the need to defend. I relinquish the need to defend. I am free of that. I no longer need to go to the effort, the useless, wasted expenditure of energy by defending myself. I don't need to be defended. I don't need to defend whatsoever. Then the next step is to ask a really intelligent, divinely selfish question, which is, not only do I not need to defend, but is it possible that there's actually some value in this feedback for me? Like maybe there's some learning for me. And in the case of my client, who's really been diligently working on commitment, being committed to his shots, he could respond by saying, okay, I don't need to defend myself. Not only that, is it possible that I could actually do some things better to be even more committed? Is there even more room for improvement in my game with respect to my getting infinitely committed? Thanks, coach, that's valuable. Tell me more, because that's something I've really been working on, and I'm really interested. I'm totally committed to being committed in my game. So tell me everything that you're seeing, because there's no ceiling for growth. So tell me what you got, and let's see if I can get even better at that. Thank you so much. That's a free response. That's a completely non-defensive response. That response can only come from you when you are in a peaceful, non-defensive place that is committed to growth, which is exactly, of course, as humans, what we're designed to do. Create miracles. Talk to you soon.